Welcome back, survivors. I'm the Survivalvis, and we return to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, where once again we are going to try the simulation campaign with the arena. Now, you guys were very, very helpful last week in regards to it, and let me just bring that up, because you left all kinds of comments and ideas and suggestions of what to try with it. So the first one we'll work on here to see what works will be from Prince Olawuker. I hope I said that right. I honestly have no idea what the second word there. Olawukere. Well, whatever it is, the first suggestion he had, and well, actually, he filled me in on something that is incredibly important and kind of explains why the Jarls are so difficult to overcome. Because they have that berserk, frenzy, enrage, whatever you want to call it, but it doesn't just give them extra, say, damage or attack speed, it gives them invulnerability for the time it's up. So no wonder why I wasn't able to clear it out. You basically have an invincible unit that gets supercharged for damage when it has that active, so he gave us a number of ideas to try, and the first one is going to be a type of giant from the secret thing with a bit of backup. Now, am I thinking here for... Ooh, actually, I think there's a... Looks like there's a lot more secret units now, too. So, the main giants are the tree giant, the ice giant, and the shogun. Oh, maybe not. I thought... Or is it the... Okay, I thought there was somebody... There was, like, a giant that was kind of like a samurai giant. Maybe I'm... Oh, there it is. Well, actually, that's not as strong as I thought. That's only 3,000 compared to the others. Okay, maybe we'll actually use that. We'll do a giant samurai. And how much are the pirate queens? So we want something that has a little bit of lasting power. So, you know what? Maybe we'll try with a couple of Jarls first and see how that'll do. And just some brawlers. We'll see how this goes. Right now, I'm at no holds barred. We're going to beat this level somehow. How exactly, I don't know. But we'll find a way. And right now, our Jarls are actually still alive, which is good. And this might actually be enough to do it right here. Although, that said, there are those ones still left. And as long as the enrage... Like, when they're glowing red like that... Yeah, that means they're invulnerable, so... Okay, so that didn't quite work. Maybe we're going to try a different sort of giant, just because... It doesn't seem like the samurai giant actually uses his sword that much. He kind of seems to, like, leap with it. So we'll do a tree giant. I want to give a little more fodder around him. So maybe what we'll do is use some bards as perhaps distraction if possible. We might actually be able to throw something else in here, too. Okay, yeah, that's all too expensive. You know what? Maybe we're going to try... It's hard to say how well it'll work, but maybe just the poachers and the bards will be able to help. Like, the big thing is going to be stalling them and see how the tree giant takes care of. Although that said, no units... Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, did not work. Okay, so... Tree Giant might have been able to work, but nothing else was really able to support him through that. So we'll try another Tree Giant. And you know what? I'm going to try a bunch of monks. These guys, they might not be the best for damage, but they can take hits. They are a bit more tanky. So even if all they can do is stall while the Tree Giant can actually get its hits off, it may lead to something more. So we'll try this in and see. Although that said, even the Tree Giant's not exactly great with his weapon, is he? Although it's hard to call a tree a weapon. In this scenario, yeah, no, that's a problem. You actually get stuck on the Jarl's freeze ability there, so as soon as those ice walls go up, it actually doesn't work anymore. Yeah, so Tree Giant will not work. The only one left in the secret area to try might be an ice giant, but that leaves him without any support because there's only like 500 you could use, so I don't think the giant will work. That's an idea. The next one is all or many ballooners or all or many vamps. I don't know if the vampires would be super good because it feels like they might be able to get cleaved off pretty quickly, but you know what? I'm going to try a mix of them. Let's try a mix of vampires and ballooners, which are in the Renaissance. Or are they in secret? They're the ballooners. Yeah, what these guys do is basically latch onto somebody and whisk them away. If you've ever seen Metal Gear Solid, I think it's 5. I can't remember what it's called, the Fulton or something like that? Where it's basically you attach a balloon to it, it inflates, and then they go into orbit. That's basically what these guys do as a unit. So we're going to try a mix like this and see. I think the big problem is going to, again, fall into once the Jarls start getting in there and just possibly clean up. Ew. Like it look, actually, this may work. It's looking promising right now. Although, also kind of depressing and disturbing. Yep. No, like, the vampires, they're good on weaker units because they can kind of pin them down, but where the Jarl has, I think, a bit more weight to it, I think it's able to more easily attack and fight back. Let's see. Mix of higher tier units, but not bosses of the factions. Possibly. The only thing is, I don't know about that one. See, because the mix of higher tier units was something I was thinking of trying and doing last week, and it didn't super feel like it worked that well for me, so I might skip over that one for now, but we'll try the Sensei and something else, because the Sensei, it's basically a ninja on steroids. This guy is meant to fling everything around, and maybe what we can do is use a bit of Viking might for our own side, and I think the brawlers might stand a little bit of a better chance in here. So it's basically letting the Sensei not be targeted. Holy crap, I did not know he does that. Oh! Well, okay, there's another. Oh, it actually might work. Oh, that invulnerability was why it didn't work. Like, he is incredible. I didn't realize he has, like, the just absolute whirlwind nuts attack. I'm actually going to try 2 of them. Or can I? How much are you? Ah, 35. Darn it. Because I thought that worked surprisingly well, all things considered. It was just, again, that invulnerability on the Jarls is so strong. It basically seems like you have to get the Jarls when they don't activate their ability, and then you can do something with it. I didn't want to use the secret units, but I mean, this level was incredibly... Oh, jeez, like, even... He's able to keep them somewhat back, which is nice. But even then, they have so much health. Yes! Oh my god, okay, Sensei and Monks was the key to that one, so definitely remember that. That was, holy hell. That was incredibly tough, and it does fall entirely because I think the Jarls... The Enrage is fine, but that invulnerability cannot be kept, because that is ridiculously strong. Okay, before I go into this, because you guys left so many suggestions, I'm actually going to go back to the map select and see if we can use a few of these other strategies that came up. So another one is Cupid and low tier units. Now, Cupid I haven't really used all that much, but it could work, because what he basically does, or they do... I'm going to have to give a lot of fodder so they don't get targeted too easily. But Cupids are basically going to turn an enemy unit to your side for, I think, a brief amount of time. I don't think it lasts forever, but it's enough that it'll hopefully... Maybe we get a Jarl, and he clears out some of our enemies for us. Because it looks like it's worked a bit right now. Although, they aren't exactly fighting, are they? Yeah, I don't think the Cupids... Oh, okay, I see what the Cupids might do. It might just kind of, like, disrupt the enemy. I was hoping it would kind of, like, switch them to... Think of, like, a confused or rampage idea, where it'll just attack anything around it that's an enemy, or anything around it, but... Instead, the Cupids doing what I thought they do, they basically make 2 units kiss, and they don't attack anything else, so... Interesting idea, and I could have seen where it was going, but I think how Cupids implemented that would kind of stall that out. The last one from Prince Olawuk here that he's left, Olawuk, I still apologize on the pronunciation, I'm not sure it, is a Sensei and an Uller. Now, that may be able to work. Although we did see that Sensei and Monk was a good combination. Oh, crap, there's already Sensei gone. Hey, that one did not go so well. I think the problem with this strategy is there's not enough to keep guys off of one of the 2 units. Like, if these 2 are the only ones here, they still can be pretty squishy and get targeted by a lot of stuff. And unfortunately, the Sensei... Yeah, the Sensei doesn't have that much health, and neither does Uller. So, that was that one done. I just gotta go a little scrolling through here. I apologize as zooming in and out. It's just because I haven't really clicked over. So, another one that worked for... Well, it was before the update came out. But this is from Jonathan Steinbach, who used a Da Vinci tank... So we'll get that plopped right in the middle here. And then the rest was monks. And it's basically, sort of think of it how the Sensei route probably worked for us with, like, Sensei and monks. The idea of this one was basically, again, stall tactics or this bit of disruption here or there. I'm just going to try to keep them a little more evenly spread. How many are... Actually, maybe I'll try spreading them more according to what we have for the berserkers here that are going to fling themselves in. Oh, and we have 2 extras. The idea of this was basically, again, the monks are sort of your occupy them. But then because of the pushback on the Da Vinci tank, and that it can fire in multiple directions, it might be able to just keep blasting the Jarls back and delay you enough. Possibly, but I feel like they're going to be able to do damage as they're right up against it. Oh, that's really not good. Yeah, the new ice effect. I could see how this would have worked, but again, the Jarl just seems to have, like, so much of a toolkit. It's just very difficult to do. But, I mean, it worked close to how the Sensei did. It's just that the Sensei, we were able to, I guess, focus fire a little better than the Da Vinci tank does. And the last one here is actually using a legacy unit, which was just the tank on its own, but we have to control it. Now, I admit we don't have a lot of area to work with here, and it's actually very hard to even see right now. But the idea was basically to give them ring around the rosy almost, and I guess just basically kite them as best you can. And then just blow away them slowly and steadily, because you can do it. It's pretty cheesy, but then again, Tavs isn't super in-depth of strategy, so... As long as you don't mind doing a little bit of dancing around with them, then yeah, this strategy is probably the most surefire way of doing it. I do wish that you didn't have to use something like the more secret units or the more legacy stuff that came after the challenge. But considering they didn't really adjust the level and cost to match the new Jarls and their overpoweredness, that's why, so... Okay, on to the last one. Thankfully, no Jarls, so this one will probably be able to do a lot more easily. So it looks like... Okay, the Watchers might be a problem, however, that might be able to be solved with a few Berserkers that even if we can just fling them in and they manage to leap around somewhere, I think that'll kind of help there. I'm not too worried about the fireworks archers. We might... Okay, I think a 2 Valkyries might be pretty good. I'm trying to think of what else I like using. And the skeleton archers are such nice ones to use. And I think I'm actually going to interlock them with a few musketeers as well. Sort of think of this as a supporting fire mix, where the musketeers will get the long range while they're reloading, then the skeleton archers can help provide a little bit more defense as well. And something... You don't actually... Do I have something that's kind of caught cheap with shields? Yeah, we'll put down a couple of shield bearers and see how this works. That's what I wanted. Basically, let the Watcha do the work for us. And those should take a little bit of time to reload. Ooh, yeah, that actually worked really well. Because as... Man, it is so different how easy this fight was compared to the last. Oh, okay, there is... Ooh, off you go into the distance. So long, buddy. But yeah, this is all that's left, and... My god. Just... Oh, compare that to the previous level. This one, a single attempt, clear right through, no special secret units. Oh my god. But yeah, the simulation is definitely one of the tougher ones. It does take a little more playing around and configuration with, but it probably is the one that'll test your understanding of the game the most. And it is a bit of a shorter episode. Actually, how short is it? Oh, no, actually, you know what? I think that's pretty good. With where we are right now, I think I might put tabs on a little break or hiatus. I mean, the full unit creator is out to the public. You can make your own battles, campaigns, units, factions. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time to see what stuff gets fleshed out there, and we may come back to it if you guys want, but for now, that's all the campaigns done. There are probably some things like stuff you could try and do, but for now, I am going to leave tabs just here for the moment. But if you do want to see anything, you just leave them in the comments, and we can always bring back tabs sooner than expected. Oh, excuse me. But thank you all very much for your suggestions and ideas of strategies to beat that level. If you are struggling with it, Sensei in the middle, as many monks as you can, kind of ring around him, and just try it a few times, and you should hopefully get lucky and pull it off. Those Jarls, man, are... Keep everything else, toss the invulnerability, because I think for 1500, everything else that's around that cost is just so pathetic in comparison. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much, and I will hopefully catch you in the next video. Please remember, as always, survivors, to take care and stay alive.